Chapter 11, Outcast. I wonder if the trombones actually left and are, like, gone, or if they tried to stick around to be like, he must have been joking, right? Anyway, it's a beautiful morning. I got up early so I could come back and look for Clark's glasses. It should be easier now that it's light out. I take off my socks and shoes, roll up my pants, and step into the water. Minnows scatter at the sight of me, their scales glinting in the morning sun. But there's one little minnow under the dock that stays where he is. Wait, that's no minnow! It's Clark's glasses! They gleam in a shaft of sunlight that reaches under the dock. I hope they're not broken.
Hello.
Cadence?
Clark, good morning!
If you're looking for common decency, you're not going to find any in there, Cadence. And you're definitely not going to find any by hanging out with Clark.
Peter, I know you got some strong feelings, but you're directing them at the wrong person. He turns and walks away.
Perhaps you should come look with us. For the common human decency you seem to be lacking!
Clark, not helping. Clark, ignore him. Or just leave the comebacks to me.
Very well. Let's begin our search.
He starts to remove his shoes. Not necessary, my good sir. Not necessary! I fish his glasses out of the water and shake them off. Oh, thank goodness. They look fine, if a little dirty. Oh, he's so happy.
My glasses! You found them!
Now you will be able to see your dress points. I wade out of the water and hand them to him to look over. His face scrunches with an emotion I can't quite define.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Let's head to practice. Huh? What's going on over by the front entrance? Oh no. He's seeing his whole squad off.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, Tom. It's up to you now. The trombones are standing outside the fence with their suitcases. Mr. Wiley closes the gate in their faces with a loud clang. The electric fence kicks back on. He really let them go. Guys, let our parents know we're trapped here, please.
All right.
Let's get to practicing. There's nothing we can do for them now. I hope they can make it home okay. Hopefully the bear doesn't eat them. Practice feels strange. The students are quieter than ever, and Mr. Wiley continues acting hunky-dory as if the trombone incident never occurred.
Larry, Aaron, you're out of line. Both of you need to take a half step to your right. Please and thank you.
Oh? I perk up when I hear Clark attempting my advice. The twins do as he says, but to my surprise don't bother to look at him. Even Erin keeps her head turned away from the best section leader of the best section. I realize with a sinking heart that no one will even glance in his direction. Clark might as well be a ghost. Wow. Even his section is against him. Outcast indeed. Tom looks awfully lonely. He's surrounded by gaps on all sides. A heavy gloom hangs over the band and only seems to worsen whenever they glimpse the missing trombone section.
Bring it in.
That's all for morning practice. But before you go, gather round. There is something we need to talk about. My stomach squirms with nerves, but I do as he says, taking my place next to Susie in the crowd. She doesn't acknowledge me and stares straight ahead with huge eyes. Yesterday, a number of you did a very bad thing. I wanted you to know that I'm aware of what went down. Okay. Okay, so he's actually... Because before he's like, I wish they would throw you in the lake, Clark. And now he's actually upset that they threw him in the lake. And if anyone gets thrown in the lake again, there will be consequences. I hear snickering. Everyone, whether involved in the cruel deed or not, chuckles at the thought. My eyes find Clark among the crowd. He looks around with an expression of hurt, as though shocked by his peers' reaction. Then, slowly, his face sinks into a scowl and hatred inflames in his eyes. Heed my words. You've already seen what happens when you cross me. You are dismissed. feel like I can't breathe when I'm near Mr. Wiley. After yesterday, the air around him stands thick and heavy with tension. These breaks spent far away from him feel like a blessing. Today's lunch is chicken nuggets and fries! Yay! That cheers me up a bit. Oh. Susie is sitting with the usual group, but Clark is off by himself today, eating alone in a corner. Obviously, he won't be sitting with Peter and Tom anymore after what happened. It looks like I have a decision to make. Is this where me and Susie part ways yet again? Sorry, Susie. I gotta go eat with my boy. We're gonna be outcasts together.
Huh? What are you doing here? Aren't you going to sit with your friends?
I am. Aw, so sweet. I take a seat across from him. Clark looks like he's trying to smile, but his face has forgotten how to pull it off since he's always scowling.
They're looking at us.
Who? I turn around in my seat. Oh. Susie, Felicity, Peter, and Tom. Each one wears a different expression. Susie stares at me in shock, while Peter rolls his eyes like someone just told him a ridiculous joke. Felicity smirks, and Tom bites his lip, worried. I pull my eyes away, feeling a little hot under the collar. I guess you're undesirable number one in their eyes now. Whatever. I'm not going to stop hanging out with you because of it.
So I still have one friend to speak of. I'm in no position to complain.
Yeah, and isn't there some kind of saying that one friend is all you need?
No, I don't think so. And if there is, that just sounds like someone trying to make themselves feel better.
True. I quickly forget about the way my friends looked at me just now and focus on enjoying my lunch with Clark. Clark isn't very talkative today, but he seems thankful that I'm here. Yeah, well, soon the rest of the band's probably not going to listen to Cadence either. Time to head to afternoon practice. I'm a little early, but that's okay.
Stop! Give me back my mouthpiece! Peter, make them give it back!
I round a corner to find the trumpet section. They have taken the little freckled freshman's mouthpiece hostage. Oh no, I know it's coming. Stop! As always, I'm too late and too far away to help. Cornelius drives the mouthpiece into the ground, filling it up with dirt in one blow, giving the young trumpet what is known as a core sample. Peter stands by, doing nothing to stop it. What are you, some kind of baby? Don't cry, it's a tradition. It's hazing! Give me back my mouthpiece! The trumpets get up and move off, leaving the freshman trumpet to dig his mouthpiece out of the ground by himself. Tears run down his face. I feel my heart break a little bit. Is this really the time, guys? A whole section got kicked out. They almost knifed each other because of our crazy band instructor, and you're filling a freshman's mouthpiece with dirt. This is the time to be doing this. I know we all react to stress differently, but sheesh, teenagers.
Those wretched trumpet players.
Clark? Clark looks on coldly as the young trumpet struggles to clean the dirt out of his mouthpiece, but it's jam-packed tightly inside. The boy sniffles loudly and wipes his nose.
Pathetic.
Tradition, they call it. It's pure cowardice. None of them are brave enough to break the cycle. It always happens to them as freshmen, so they exact revenge on the new members in later years in an attempt to feel powerful.
He jerks his chin towards the sobbing freshman.
Next year, he'll be on the other side of the equation and he'll do the same. And the cycle will repeat. It's just as well. I've seen him struggling with his fingerings. He doesn't know his music. He might as well keep the dirt in there so he doesn't affect the band's sound with his guessing at notes.
Okay, that's a little... That's too much. Yeah. Look, I know I'm on your side when it's appropriate, but I need to rein you in a bit there before you go crazy cuckoo bananas like you did in Peter's route, okay? No crazy cuckoo bananas from you, Clark. No, that's a terrible thing to say, Clark. Put yourself in his shoes, why don't you? Just think about how you might feel if you were the one over there digging dirt out of your mouthpiece right now. Think about how you would feel if someone stood by watching and said that you should just leave the dirt in there. I don't wait for his response. I leave him where he is and go to the boy's side, like a good drum major. Hey, I'm sorry I couldn't stop them in time.
There's dirt in my mouthpiece! They put dirt in my mouthpiece!
Here, give it to me. We'll run it under some water to loosen it up.
Okay.
Don't you worry. We'll have it spick and span for practice. I leave with my little trumpet buddy, not bothering to see if Clark is still around. I'm probably going to be late to practice now, but I don't care. This is more important. Oh no, what do you want to discuss with me? Did Clark tell on me for helping someone who sucks at music?
Hey there, Cadence. I have something I want to discuss with you.
Oh, what is it? I tense up as Mr. Wiley draws near, but he seems to be in a normal mood. I think.
It doesn't seem like Garth is coming back anytime soon, so I was thinking of establishing an interim band president so the kids have another leader to look to, and you'll have another person to help you out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anyone in mind? Or maybe you'd like to take over the president's duties.
It seems an innocent enough request, but I can't help but feel like this is a test. My stomach seizes up with nerves, and I take a deep breath before I tell him my answer. Yeah, I feel like it's a test, too. I mean, yes, I'd like to work with Clark, but Clark... I don't really think he's ready for for a leadership responsibility, judging by how he reacted to the trumpet. What do you call those guys? Trumpet freshmen. Considering that, and Mr. Wiley's tests, I mean, there's no way he's going to be upset if Cadence volunteers. He'll be like, "Atta girl, that's what I thought. I can always count on you," kind of thing. I just don't think that's wise. I'm gonna take on more work. I'll do it. Why isn't he saying anything?
So, you want to be their leader in more ways than one.
Yes?
I know I can trust you.
Yeah, I knew it.
That's good. That's what I like to hear. Besides, I already know you'll set a good example. Won't you, Cadence?
Of course, sir. You know me.
I sure hope so.
Phew. Why is it so cold in here all of a sudden? I'd better get in position. Practice goes well enough. Nothing out of the ordinary has happened all day, and so the tension has been releasing bit by bit. With some luck, we can go back to the way things were before this crazy stuff happened. Then my eyes fall on the empty seats surrounding Tom, and I don't know if I can believe that. I don't see my friends around, so I have dinner with Clark. He seems to be in a better mood. We discuss the band and Mr. Wiley.
I actually think that today was very productive. Last night put a scare into the band. It's a shame we lost the trombones, but it has raised morale tenfold.
I'm not so sure morale is the word you're looking for.
Fine. Work ethic, then.
Let's go with that.
The only thing that could possibly make this better is Mr. Wiley considering my idea of making this an audition-only band next year.
At the rate things are going, I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
You think so?
Clark couldn't look happier at the thought, but I feel like there's a rock in my stomach. I'd like to change the subject. Hey, Clark. This is kind of random, but when did you know you wanted to play the clarinet?
Hmm?
In 5th grade, when they let us try all of those instruments and pick which one we wanted to play, did you know you wanted to play clarinet going in?
Of course.
Yes. I heard a famous clarinet player when I was young, and I stumbled upon him completely by accident. My parents took me to go see some juvenile play with my siblings. It was mind-numbingly boring, so I stepped out to go to the bathroom. I wound up getting lost on my way back and walked into the wrong theater. It was there I heard it. The most beautiful music played by a lone clarinet. I didn't know that it was a clarinet at the time, nor did I know the name of the song being played. All I knew was that I had to stay. I sat in an open seat at the very back of the theater and listened in awe until the end of the performance. Luckily, my parents forgot about me, and I got to remain there while they watched the rest of their play.
What? Your parents forgot about you?
I wouldn't have had it any other way. Through my parents' neglect, I discovered the beauty of the clarinet in that life-altering moment. Afterwards, I was desperate to know the instrument and the song I had heard that fateful day. Identifying the clarinet was easy enough, but learning the name of the song was a bit more difficult.
Did you ever find out?
Clarinet Sonata in E-flat major, opus 167, written by Camille Saint-Saëns.
Wow.
Maybe I'll play it for you someday.
I don't know why, but I feel my cheeks heating up at the thought. I mean, it's a very important song to him, and he's offering to perform it for you. I can make a guess. Flustered, I changed the subject back. How old were you when that happened?
7, I believe.
So, when we were in elementary school together, you already knew you wanted to play clarinet.
Correct.
Those were fun times, weren't they?
I suppose so.
Something on your mind?
Well,
Did... This is going to sound silly, but did you ever notice me? When we were in the same class in 3rd grade?
Oh! Well, actually... to be honest, I never really noticed you. Sounds like you noticed her, maybe. You know what? This is something that's very important to him. I'm hoping that she's not lying about this. But this is something that really matters to him, is getting accolades. Not really accolades is not the right word, but acknowledgement for the work that he's putting in. Just some acknowledgement. So, let's acknowledge it. I did. I noticed how hard you worked. Your art projects were always the best in the class. Everyone thought that no one could possibly be that good, and your parents must have helped you.
They never did. I completed my work all by myself.
So, what about you? Did you notice anything about me?
Honestly, I was so focused on my work, I didn't really notice anyone else or have any close friends. I guess I just didn't care.
I feel like you're lying. Because you remember she was in 3rd grade with you. Oh. I tried to hide the disappointment in my voice.
But perhaps there was one thing I noticed about you.
Huh?
The ribbons in your hair. They were very eye-catching, and it always seemed like you had a different one for every day of the week.
Not just that. I had different ones for different moods, seasons, holidays, everything.
I suppose if I had gotten to know you, I would have been able to tell a great deal about you just by looking at your ribbon.
Yep.
A missed opportunity.
You didn't miss it.
Huh?
I mean, I may not wear all those different kinds of ribbons anymore, but we're friends now, aren't we? So it's not a missed opportunity, just a tardy one. A tardy opportunity. So cute.
Yes. A tardy opportunity.
An opportunity.
I hate you.
What? Why? Because she one-upped you? It was good. Ooh, it's kind of windy. Practice moves quickly while I hope to not freeze to my podium. Eventually, there's just half an hour to go.
I'm worried about the trombones. I hope they made it home.
Stop worrying about those guys and worry about yourselves. This form looks terrible. We're going to have to do 3 run-throughs tonight to compensate.
What?
3?
4! Anyone else got something to say?
Mr. Wiley?
You want to make it 5, Cadence?
No, sir. Just hear me out. You don't want us getting too tired, right? Even if there's only 1 more day of band camp, we still need to conserve our energy.
Yep, I thought tonight was the night. 1 more day of band camp. Mr. Wiley stares at me.
Yeah. Today is Thursday. What's so funny? Mr. Wiley leaves my side to grab his megaphone. Then he rides up the scissor lift to tower over the band. Their tired expressions fill with curiosity.
I have an announcement to make.
Please say practice is over.
Band camp has been extended. Indefinitely.
We're going past 9?
No! I'm not talking about tonight. What I mean to say is...
You're not leaving here.
What?
I said... You're not leaving here. Not until the show is perfect.
I expect the band to react somehow. To start whispering away as they normally do when Mr. Wiley is speaking. But there's dead silence.
And let me tell you, it is far from perfect. You're going to stay here until it is. And don't even think about trying to leave, because you can't.
Let's go!
Maybe you guys should just suck at sectionals so he'll kick you out,
Now take it from the top, and let's show some hustle!
I barely pay attention to practice after that. Same with everyone else. They just go through the motions, still in a state of shock from what Mr. Wiley said. I want to believe that it's a joke, but after last night, there's no way it can be. If it is, he'll tell us at the end of practice. Please, it's gotta be a joke! Practice drags on until 9:30 p.m., but no one complains. Even when Mr. Wiley calls for a huddle, it's still silent. Silent.
I want you all to get plenty of rest tonight. Now that you know the rest of your summer is at stake, maybe you'll work a little harder tomorrow.
So... it was a joke?
Promise.
Do I look like I'm joking? I meant what I said. You'll all be staying here until this show is perfect.
So, it's not a joke. This is really happening.
And you should know that if something happens to me, you won't be getting out of here. I'm the only one who knows the code to the electric fence. And the guy who drops off all the food won't be stopping by either, since I'm the only one who's got his number. Understand?
There's no response, though I think everyone understands just fine.
That's it. See you tomorrow.
He melts into the shadows without sounding us off, leaving the entire band standing in a daze. There's a foreboding feeling hanging in the air. Some of the younger members are even crying. Clark! I don't know why, but I see Clark out in the crowd and run to his side. He looks just as shocked as the rest of us. Tell me that didn't just happen.
I'm sure you're just thrilled about this, aren't you, Clark? In fact, I bet you're the one who suggested the idea to Mr. Wiley. I didn't...
Peter walks away before Clark can say anything. Clark and I walk back to the lodge together. He says nothing about what just happened. I have no idea how he might be feeling on the inside. His expression is unreadable.
Good night.
Good night. Still no service! I can't believe this! Susie flops onto her bed, tossing aside her useless phone. Mine isn't working either. It hasn't been since the weekend. I hope my mom isn't too worried about me. Me too. But there's nothing we can do. Even without the electric fence, it's still miles through the woods to get back to civilization. Susie doesn't say anything in response. I wonder if I should attempt to comfort her, but the silence stretches between us like an impassable gap, so I let the issue drop. I don't think I'll be getting very much sleep tonight.